Hey YouTube, it's 2ExtremeMX here, and today we're going to be talking about flat tires. Now, not the typical flat tire from a puncture, but a flat tire that just tends to go flat after a day or two. What the cause usually is it's usually either a bad valve stem or most likely dirt has gotten into the bead area and has caused the tire to leak. Most ATV tires only use about 5 pounds of pressure in them, and when you're taking a hard corner, it tends to tuck dirt right into that bead real easy. Now, if you have bead-locked rims, this doesn't happen that often. With regular rims, it does. And as you see here, I have a tire that it's going flat. I filled it up a couple days ago, and it's already low. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a couple tricks that I use to fix that issue. This tire here I haven't done it to, that's why it is leaking, but I've done it on a couple other tires and it tends to hold the tire pretty well. Alright, first thing you want to do is you want to get your tires separated from your rim. And while you have the tires separated from the rim, what you want to do is you want to look at the bead. Now your bead surface on rims, you'll see a little bump here. The bead surface is all in here. And as you can see on this tire, a whole bunch of dirt, and look at the clean spot. Now the gap between this clean spot and the dirt is what usually causes the tires to go flat. You can see over here, same thing, a little bit of dirt, not as much. It's usually the outside edge that gets it the most. But while you're in here, inspect, make sure there's no cracks right along this weld. That would also cause a leak, but it seems to be this one's pretty good. Alright, so what we need to do is then also check the tire. You can see there's a lot of dirt all around the inside of the bead. This is the bead area here. Both sides. Alright, now what you want to do is you want to get yourself a good brush. Actually, I'm using 2 brushes. Got a brush here for getting into right along the bead here. Real good. Get that all cleaned out. Make sure it's all done. And the same thing here. Get along here. Wash your rim real good. Use a good soap and water. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to rinse these off really good. Rinse your tire off, and you might want to get a towel, because when you rinse the tire off you tend to get water in the bottom, as you see here. You want to dry that out as best as possible. Alright, now that we got the tire all cleaned up, as you can see, the rim bead's nice and clean. You're going to have some leftover, it's like rubber that gets stuck on there, but the bead's pretty clean. Look for any big dings that could cause air loss also. I don't see any on my rim. So that's all good. And also, once you get this all dried out, take a look on the inside of your tire. Look for anything sticking through, any kind of holes or anything like that. That would cause air leaks. As you see, we got the bead nice and clean. After you do all this, you want to get your tire mounted back onto your rim. You don't want the bead set yet. Just you want the tire back on the rim. And I'll show you how I get the bead to seal a little bit better, so that way you don't have this problem. Another thing you want to remember is when you're mounting your tire back on, some tires are directional, some aren't. This tire in particular, which is a Kenda Gnarly, is a directional tire. So when you take it off and you go to put it back on, make sure you do it the same way, so that way you don't get it mixed up. If you're doing all your tires, you want to make sure that you at least write something on your tire on which side you took it off of and which direction it's supposed to be pointing. Alright, now that you've got your tire back on the rim, bead's not set yet. we don't want it set yet. What you want to do is get yourself any kind of grease and just get yourself a little bit on your finger. And what you want to do is you want to go right down in and run right just a little bit right along the bead of the tire. Not the bead of the rim, but the bead of the tire. Go all the way around with it. Right where the seat is. Just go all the way around. Let me have to... Alright. And you have to push down on the tire here and there to let it get your finger in there. You go all around the tire just like that. And you want to do that on both sides. So go ahead and do that on both sides. I'll get that done. And I'll show you the old redneck way of seating your beads. Alright, now we got nice little film of grease right around the bead, all the way around on both sides. I'm going to show you the redneck way to seat your beads. Just use a little starter fluid. Push down really good on your tire. Really, really good. All you want to do is just spray a little in there. Go around a couple spots. And then just do yourself a trail. Trusty lighter. And there you go. Bead seated. Ready to throw some air in the middle. And put her back on the four-wheeler and ride. I hope that helps you out with some of your flat issues. This should do with mine because there was nothing wrong with the tire. The valve stem was good. Valve core's good. And we should be ready to ride. Just got to fill her up. What I do tend to do before I ride is I'll actually fill the tire up with about 35 to 40 pounds of air pressure and let it set for at least a day before I drop the air pressure down for riding. So go ahead. I'd recommend just doing that. Some people don't. Some people do. I prefer to be better safe than sorry. That way I can actually verify if there's leaks still or anything like that. But I hope this helped. It's 2Extreme MX. And have fun riding.